So, above average, back with another video on my way home from work. I'm in the van today. I'm in my dad's van. My mom took my car in the morning, so I had no car. I had to take my dad's van. So, today I want to talk about one of the most important things in Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the most important things that contributes to doing well at an event, and probably the one thing you should really spend time on when building your deck, and that's side decking. So when you enter an event, let's say it's 10 rounds, right? If you 2-0 everyone, let's say you go in, right, and you get first place. You get first after Swiss, right? You 2-0 everyone. That means you're playing 2 games every match. Now, that means you've played the same amount of games with your side deck as you did with your main deck, right? So you've played all the game 1s were with your main deck, and then every game 2s, since you beat them, was including your side deck. Now, if at any point you ended up going into a game 3, that means you had to get access into your side deck again, right? So it's fair to say, in a course of a tournament, even in a small locals, but let's say in a long tournament, you will play more games with your side deck rather than with your main deck, right? So in, like, let's say 10 rounds, let's say you went into 4 or 5 game 3s, which you probably will, you're playing with more, you're playing with your side deck more than you are playing with your main deck. So not having an optimized side deck could really hurt you in a tournament. Since you are playing more games with your side deck than not with your side deck, you have to really sit down and think about the decks that are in the format, the cards that are coming out, the cards that are going in. What I tend to see a lot is people are like, oh, okay, I'll just play 3 of this. What's good going second? 3 evenly. I'll play 2 Storm, 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Droll because it's good against the best deck, and then that's it, right? But then it comes to to game time, and then you're siding, and you're like, oh shoot, I have too many cards to side in for this matchup, and then you start siding out Engine, right? Or you kind of force yourself to not side in too many cards, right? And then you're playing with a suboptimal main deck, right? Or let's say you have 3 Droll that you need to put in, and then you're going first, right? Let's say you lost game 2, you're going first game 3, and okay, Droll is really good against the set deck, but then you also have 3 Judgment, right? So you definitely want those cards, right? Because Droll is really good, and Judgment is really good going first, obviously. So now you're kind of in a hard spot, oh, what do I take out? What do I take in? Because you didn't prepare for it. So really emphasize side decking. Take time to figure out what goes in, what comes out, and make sure you're prepared for going first. So you shouldn't assume that you're going second all the time, right? Play cards for going first. My number is always around 5. Let's say 5 really good going first cards, right? The odds of me seeing a 1 of 5 going first is pretty high. I forgot the percent chance, but it's a good percent chance. You're gonna see one, especially if you play Prosperity or your deck draws cards. So of course, play cards in the main deck that are good going first or second, right? Because it's a 50% chance you're gonna go first or second. It's not really smart to main deck a bunch of going first cards, right? But in reverse, it's also not smart to main deck a bunch of going second cards, right? Because it's a 50-50 chance. So my strategy, and what I think is very solid, is play cards that are just good going first or second, right? So for example, cards like Droplets, Book of Eclipse, Book of Moon, maybe even Talents, right? And then post side, because those cards are just always going to be good, right? Regardless if you're going first, you can still set Droplets, right? And then use it as a trap card, or going second, you could obviously use Droplets. But Furthermore, post sighting, you could really optimize your deck. So you know those 5 cards I talked about that you're sighting? Okay, well, you could... What's going on over here? A little accidente. Al dente. And they stop in the middle of the road.